Before I knew that the horizon was an illusion, I thought it was a magical place where the land and the sky really met. There was a tall coconut tree at the backyard of my house, and I could never see anything beyond it, not even from my terrace. There were other buildings and trees creating a barrier between me and oblivion. The horizon seemed like it was just behind it. Since a very small age, I had a sense of my own ordinariness, but that did not stop my extraordinary imaginations. I imagined the last figment of the sky disappearing into the land, all this melodrama happening just behind the tallest coconut tree on my backyard. It was in that place called Horizon where I imagined my grandmother was a child again, going to school, living the same time she would now tell me stories about. Horizon is a place I thought where the land and the sky really met, like two lovers meeting for the first time on a train accidentally taken. A match made by missed autos and failed alarm clocks. Do you believe in soulmates? My mother's Reader's Digest asked a 15-year-old me. I knew the meaning of soulmates but still looked it up in the dictionary to be sure. For the sake of simplicity and formality, Oxford Dictionary calls soulmate a person ideally suited for another. Simple. As if it is not a big deal at all. As if soulmates kept meeting each other every day and happy endings were not a phenomenon existing only in Disney movies. I was 38 years old and it had been 20 years since I had last seen him. I did not realize I had kept count. It must have been a battle of my memory of him against time's healing powers. But it surely did not feel like a battle. It was like the most normal thing to me. Over the years, it had become a muscle memory. Unintentionally, I would catch myself thinking about him, and slowly I stopped being amazed as to how I could still remember every bit of his face, every freckle, the curves of his eyebrows, the half grins, even though it felt like a lifetime had passed since I last seen him. Some days it was a conversation that kept playing in my head like a tape recorder. Most days it was trying to remember a feeling that was once so familiar and now a bygone. Like parts of life that feel unreal. Like someone else has been living this life for me all along, and now I was only watching it on playback. When I stopped talking to him, I did so because I did not want to run in circles anymore. I was too young. I hardly kept any space in my life for regrets. However, his thought never left me, or maybe I never did. It was like the last few strains of a magnificent feeling that I held on to tightly. It was like trying to hold sand in my palm. It was an illusion that someday I had met my soulmate, but like the land and the sky, we met again and again, only to be separated by practicality after some time. I had no idea where he was and what he was doing these days, or even if he was alive. In the times of internet, no one is really lost unless they want to. We wanted to be lost, so we were. At least I was. Since I could never stop thinking about him, even when I was with other men, I was never truly there with them. A part of me, forever 16, still lay on bed grass with him, looking at the evening sky and birds flying back home. I told him once about my misconception about horizons when I was a child. He said he thought it too. Everyone does until they know what is true. That day on my 40th birthday, when all my friends had left after an evening of dinner and drinking, I stood on my balcony of the empty house. It was pretty cold, but the alcohol had numbed my senses a bit. My mind went back to him again. To him, to horizons, to my grandmother, who was now long dead. I was trying to remember the softness of my grandmother's hands when my mind, out of instinct, went back to him, to what it felt like when he had held my hand for the first time. Unlike my grandmother's soft, cold hands, his were rough and warm. It was on the 40th birthday that I realized that I was still running in circles that I had thought I had escaped long back. My act of normalcy was in shambles. I realized I was still half hoping that horizon was not an illusion. In spite of knowing that the land and the sky will never meet, I sat out on long journeys to faraway lands, or maybe just behind the coconut tree in my backyard on quest of what could never be.